war machine looks like. And to all the people who doubted Pete Hegseth, wow, you got that one wrong. In a weekend, a single weekend, we completed the near total destruction of the Iranian command structure. At least 48 confirmed killed, 2,000 individual targets hit. The IRGC headquarters, missile defense systems, soldiers' barracks, and all 11 key Iranian naval vessels in the Gulf of Oman were sunk, and we have complete control of the sky above the region.
Turns out the regime who chanted death to America and death to Israel was gifted death from America. We didn't start this war, but under President Trump, we are finishing it.
The world was just informed in the most clear, certain terms that we're bigger, faster, stronger, and more capable than anyone else in the world. We can upset regions at will in a weekend, a far cry from the last 4 years of dudes in dresses. America is back in the business of killing bad guys. And if I had to speak at the UN this week, this would pretty much be my speech. That we changed the topography of Iran's nuclear facility last year. And you didn't know until the windows 10 miles away shattered because our planes don't have radar signatures. We snatched the president of Venezuela in the middle of the night without a single American casualty, and we were back before breakfast. By the way, all the Chinese air defenses were useless against our fighters and eliminated. And then we decapitated a regime that has been building for 50 years to fight the United States, and we did it in a weekend. This Ayatollah has been screaming about this kind of stuff for 40 years, and we killed him on day one of this campaign. Say hi to Allah for me, dude. Remember when I told you last week that the three biggest air forces in the world, the U.S. Air Force, followed by the U.S. Army, then the U.S. Navy? Russia claims a bunch of planes, but they don't actually fly. So here's the deal to anyone who wants to pick a fight with the U.S. The United States of America has 13,043 active planes in our arsenal. We used 10% of them for this operation. Only 4 of our 20 B-2 Freedom Doritos, by the way. We had another 40% of our Air Force on standby. Just for comparison, Iran had 551. Most of them identify as were. We used 2 carrier battle groups for this operation. We have 11. We use less than 10% of our Navy to do this. We didn't even need my people. Not one SEAL or Delta or Ranger or other SOCOM units were used on the ground for this. Not one of nearly 500,000 Army soldiers hit the ground. Not one of nearly 200,000 Marines that, believe me right now, they are frothing at the mouth to get into this fight. Not one of the National Guard or Reserve troops had to be called that already wasn't on duty. We didn't even need to call the Coast Guard, which is good, by the way, thank God, because Democrats currently have DHS shut down on funding, so they don't have any money to do this. Not one of the 1.3 million troops that we have set foot in Iran for this op, and yet, in 48 hours, we did the equivalent of taking out their entire cabinet. Their Joint Chiefs, gone. Their Pentagon, dust. Their White House, gone. 80% of their Air Force, sinking and disabling a quarter of their Navy, shutting off their internet, blocking satellite transmission. Then just for fun, we hacked their national TV networks just to play Trump's speech about liberating Iran. Funny, also, too, all of a sudden, Russia wants to have conversations with us. Bet you China ain't feeling so good either. You see, peace is when you're capable of great violence and choose not to use it because no one else questions your ability, which is our goal. But I'm very glad that Pete Hegseth made it clear that we are not in the business of nation building.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on NEWSMAX.